Hello, Saints Nation. Welcome back to the Saints Gaming CA stream here on Twitch TV. We have ourselves another fantastic matchup here for you tonight, as the second week of CollegiateR6 playoffs is just about to begin. Of course, our matchup tonight is Texas A&M University versus St. Clair College. My name's Dan Banner, going to be your host here once again for another match here tonight on the stream, and it's going to be a good one. As of right now, St. Clair found themselves in the top 16 of this season of CollegiateR6 action. Fantastic run, and I know they want to get themselves into the top 8 and see where they can keep going from there. And they're definitely off to a good start nonetheless. But first off, before we do end up getting into the matchups, of course, let's take a look at our starting lineup here for the St. Clair Saints. Of course, coach, captain, JM Beast, Jacob Briand, going to be taking the lead for the squad on support. Meanwhile, we have Noah Alders, that's Kira. And we have Ethan Farrow, Domo, Dylan Chapman, Rapid, and then Noah Big Papa King. Of course, got ourselves a bunch of esports administration students here in this team, but we also have a couple others, business and administration for finance and firefighter education. So a nice mixture of minds here for this Rainbow Six Siege team. Some of the operators, some of the picks that you may see coming out here from our players, of course, with JM Beast being on support, he's more than often on, when he's on attack side anyway, he's probably going to be picking up the ace or some other hard breacher. Then we have Kira, a solid mixture of aggression and utility. Oftentimes see him on Habana, but not, or he's not, what's the word I'm saying? He's familiar with, of course, the Nomad and the Zofia as well. We will go with that one. Domo, a mixture of utility and aggression, of course, has that Nomad available, but might switch off to Hibana and Ash as this goes on. Rapid, I mean, we know Rapid likes to get aggressive, and sure enough, Zofia, Buck, and Sledge will allow him to do that. And same thing with Big Papa with the Sledge. Oftentimes, one of the first ones to get inside the building and start making things a mess. Meanwhile, on the defensive side of things, take a look once again here. We almost always see JM Beast on Maestro when it comes to defense. Kira, a little bit more flex, whether it's Mute, sometimes he'll take the Maestro away from JM Beast, but very rarely. Domo, he's the Jaeger. Every team needs one, and he's going to keep that up, making sure that no grenades enter the site for St. Clair. We have Rapid. It's Rapid. He's playing smoke. Do not face check a closet. You will get absolutely blasted. And then we have Big Papa. Mixture of aggression plus utility as well, oftentimes roaming around here on the map. We're just around the corner. Players are in lobby. I'm just double checking to see if they are basically ready to go. On the side of Texas A&M, since I do happen to see everybody here, we have Chief, we have Podwaka, we have Dow, we have Praise, and Hibachi. Thankfully, some easier names compared to some of the other R6 casts that I've had. We'll see momentarily, of course. Apparently I'm being hit on here in this chat, but this is one of those things, I guess. Texas A&M ready to get going. And the maps, actually, let's take a look at what our maps here for today are going to be. It's going to be a little bit of a common one in regards to the maps picked, with one outlier, as we have Cafe to start things off. St. Clair is going to be attacking first when we get there. Then, for map 2, Oregon, which is a map we've seen St. Clair struggle a little bit with. But we did have the one match where St. Clair did lose in the regular season. Oregon, I believe, was a part of that map selection. But now with it being, it's being played a lot more often, so I'm sure they've got a lot more experience compared to when they played it last. And then the decider map, if necessary, is going to be Coastline, which is, of course, another St. Clair favorite. We see it pretty consistently in a lot of St. Clair's matchups. And these guys are just around the corner. Looks like we're going to get ready right here, right now. So, of course, before we do hop in, of course, thank you to the sponsors that are making this one all possible. Of course, making Saints Gaming, St. Clair Saints all possible. St. Clair College itself, Suckleman School of Business and Technology, PC Outlet, the St. Clair Alumni Association, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. Thank you so much for making our esports streams possible here at St. Clair. And one person just needs to go on the proper side, and there we go. We're about to get started with our very first games, the band phase, just around the corner. You'll have to trust me on this one. And with that, we're going to hop into this first band phase, with it being on Cafe. This is one that, of course, like I was saying before, St. Clair basically have this one completely mapped out from before. Let's get ourselves some audio here. You can tell I am absolutely rushing like a madman, but there we go. We're back in action. I actually clapped into the microphone. That doesn't happen too often. I apologize for that. But nonetheless, here we go. First ban on the board, Thatcher. Pretty common overall. Just has so much utility. Those EMP grenades being able to shut down any sort of electrified wall, any sort of gadget is just too valuable, especially with how gadget heavy defense is nowadays here in Rainbow Six Siege. Capital, bit of a similar idea, but has a little bit more flexibility with his utility, being able to completely flame out a floor, use his crossbow as a smoke bomb. Got multiple options to go for, and Saints don't want to deal with that or the Mira, those one-sided mirrors that the defense can look through, but you can't see from the other side. Can be very irritating to try and deal with, so don't blame St. Clair for wanting to get that off of the board. The last one, this one's going to hit Big Papa a little bit, as Maluzi taken off of the board before this one even gets started, before he even gets the chance to show off the Maluzi going to be taken out of play. As per usual, everybody seems to like the third and the first floor on this map, and I would have been excited off the start. I want to see Chief go for this. I want to see if they have something cute that they can pull off with this Oryx, and they're actually going to try it. This is quite the way to start things off.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Of course, the Oryx is somewhat new operator here in Rainbow Six Siege. The best way I can describe him is the fact that he is basically the Kool-Aid man. He can plow himself through or soft walls, not anything that's reinforced, but can bust through the wall, and oh no, that's unfortunate. Okay, so it does appear like game over. St. Clair won game one. No, I'm just kidding. Unfortunately, something happened in the initial connection where one of their players were not able to connect properly. So we're going to have to rehost, and that's unlucky. So far this season, I've not had to do a rehost, but my luck has seemed to have run out. So bear with me. Gonna have to remake this lobby. We'll be back within 2 to 3 minutes. We won't waste any time getting back into this first game.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
All right, we're back in business. Thank you all for sticking with us here as we got through that rehost. As St. Clair versus Texas A&M about to get back underway. Picking up where we left off, same site, going to be up on the 3rd floor for this first attacking round, or first defending round for Texas A&M. And all the same operators. So once again, the one thing that I was pointing out was the fact that the Chief here has the Kool-Aid Man himself, Oryx, coming through. If he gets the flank onto somebody, can absolutely bust through soft walls, get the jump onto people, and in true Halloween fashion, just absolutely scare the crap out of them in the meantime as well. We definitely something looking forward to as this round goes on, especially as teams start to dwindle a little bit, start taking a lot of heat. It's a perfect time to get a crazy flank on the side of Texas A&M.
Bomb located by attackers.
As per usual, we're going to have JM Beast on his hard breacher. This time it's going to be the Maverick he's picking up. And of course with Cafe, having somebody like Sledge to be able to bust the roof open nice and quick is extremely valuable. Sometimes we've seen players take advantage and use C4s or nitro cells to catch players off guard, however, expecting that the Sledge would be there. And able to get themselves a nice quick and easy kill that way. St. Clair looking to start moving into the site. Domo making some noise on the one side. We have Rapid up top still. Hero looks like he's the first one somewhat close to the sites. A little bit a ways away around from B. Does have Rapid nearby. Those are going to get ate up by the ADSs because, of course, mainly to stop grenades, Padwaka, but on his Jaeger, but they do stop some of the mounted grenades as well from operators' utilities. Kira does have his breaching tool available if he does want to get forward. He's in fact going to be able to get it started. It does take a little bit of time to get moving, but it looks like they were able to stop that for the time being. Maybe that was with Prazy's Mute Jammer. Kira taking some shots here as he's trying to find another breaching opportunity. Big Papa is going to get blasted. Prazy just absolutely destroying him, and actually Jambis is about to go down as well. Shots fired here. Domo did knock him down, but does not realize that Padwaka is not going to be able to fight back, so he's still going to be stuck kind of taking this cautiously. We see Rapid from the rooftops, still waiting to make his way down. It's kind of just guiding Kira more than anything, keeping him cover fire. But still, Padwaka has gotten back up, but Domo's going to find a nice one. Hibachi going down. But that being said, this one completely flipped around since a bit of a team kill on the side of Texas A&M. This does allow Rapid to get that diffuser down, but Kira's down now. So Rapid has to get this done nice and quick. Is it going to be in enough time? He's going to be able to do so. Can he clutch up this attacking round? There's still two members of Texas A&M on site here. He does get to jump onto one. It does manage to take some damage onto Chief, but not enough. He does find Prazy, however. It's the 1v1. Rapid with a huge clutch to start this game. Absolutely love that play. He planted that diffuser, got out of dodge, and took his time, put himself in a position where they either had to pinch him, otherwise he can check each side rather safely. And with that, he was able to find the one kill rather quickly, and then was able to finish off for the other. Could not get jumped by Chief's Oryx. And the plan did not go as, or it did not go to the plan. Words. English is hard. Texas A&M, though, they had the right idea, but something got really messy within that last 20 seconds or so.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
It was definitely unusual. Like, they were trying to battle back, and there was a team kill involved. And what was a 5-on-3 at one point. Got turned right into a 3-on-3 and then a 2-on-2, which of course Rapid was able to clutch up very nicely. Of course, just as a reminder, in case you're just tuning in with us right here, right now, this is for the CollegiateR6 playoffs. This is week 2. The very first matchup St. Clair had went all the way to game 3, but they were able to dominate that final game to put themselves here in this top 16 position. Of course, same idea would had to have happened for Texas A&M. I'm sure they had themselves a fantastic season so far. And obviously they don't want to stop right here, right now. As we see, Chief Hibachi both have a single elimination so far. Crazy with 2. And was nearly in position to finish off Rapid there, but could not quite find it, as we see what Big Papa's exactly doing up here on the rooftops. Initially, he's just there to smash those roof panels in so everybody can sneak their drones in. Domo can set up these air jabs, which of course will detonate if an opponent walks by it, knock them right on their rear, and leave them wide open for a counterattack, or just make a gigantic, extremely loud noise to say, hey, there's a guy here, and allow Domo and the rest of the St. Clair squad to react on that sound cue. I'm excited to see the fact that Chief has picked up the Oryx once again. Didn't quite have the opportunity to use it to its full fruition in that last round, but seems comfortable enough to try it again, and that it wasn't just some sort of cheese pick. Big Papa moving forward. One of the first ones on the sights. In fact, he's going to be taking a little bit of fire. As Rapid is right there alongside him. Moving forward, and this is going to be the Wamai Magpies here coming out from Dow. Able to assist in redirecting some of these utilities. It's like a gigantic magnet of sorts. So you throw a grenade, it just sucks it right into the disc itself, not putting it where they would have wanted it. Domo setting up. Kira getting lit up, however. Going to be taken down. Crazy with the shotgun once again. Finding an early kill in this round. Very similar to how this first round started for Texas A&M. But we got to see if they can clutch up here this time. They got extremely messy during that, that first round. But some execution adjustments could definitely get them that round nice and quick. As we see Jam Beast using that blowtorch to try and get some sight lines onto the site. But if anything, it's actually a little bit of back and forth fire between Papa and a couple members of Texas A&M, as we are now down to 20 seconds in this round. Grenade coming through, not going to find any damage, but Big Papa going to use that sledgehammer. It did open up a pathway on to the site. It's going to allow Jam Beast to find a spot to plant right at the door. But is anybody going to be ready to back him up? The C4 actually did knock down Jam Beast. I need to pick that up, but they're getting completely open fired upon. And a nice little play there from Texas A&M to secure themselves round number 2. They found where they were, and they just made it so picking up that diffuser again was absolutely impossible. And Texas showing that that first round was definitely execution flaw rather than a strategic flaw, because they definitely turned that one right around nice and quick.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
All right, this time we're going to be going down to the first floor. Chief is no longer going to be on the Oryx, but rather picking up the Cade this time. Being able to electrify some of these reinforcements is going to be nice, especially when trying to stop Kira. And it makes Jam Beast's job a little bit more difficult as well. Because sure, even if they electrify the wall, a Maverick can still burn through it with his torch, but he has to space himself correctly. Otherwise, he's just going to be taking damage from getting shocked this entire round. Of course, that will add up as the round goes on. At St. Clair, we're able to take advantage of that first round, but that second one was definitely a night and day difference. Curious how they're going to handle this first floor attack as they move forward. Probably looking at another top-down setup. There are some teams that will just opt to try and push through different sections of the first floor when they know it's down on the first floor. But that does kind of lead you open, or leave you open to roamers. And of course, when I'm referring to a roamer, if you're new to Rainbow Six Siege, a roamer is basically somebody who's on defense, but they're not actually defending on the site. So if the site is on the first floor, for example, they might be up at the third floor expecting that he can get himself a flank on the attackers. It's just a basic example, of course, but that is the rough idea of a roamer. Now, of course, with Big Papa bringing the sledge, this does allow him to do, as we see right here, be able to blow through some of these floor panels and allow himself to get quite the angle on players from below. So if they can get set up on the second floor, put themselves in a good spot, he will make it extremely difficult for Texas A&M to feel comfortable in their defensive positions, because stuff like that happens unless you make the counterplay, as that's going to be Podwaka with a huge headshot onto Big Papa, and that really messes up that vertical play that they are trying to go for. Still a minute on the clock, and just spraying through the floor at sections that they're expecting people to normally sit at. Of course, you play these same sites over and over again. You eventually figure out where people tend to like to sit. And that was a big play there from Chief. It may not have seemed like much, but you did see Kira use one of his ace charges to try and breach through that reinforced hatchery here. By him throwing his Electro Claw at the last second, was able to destroy it, and now St. Clair's attack is much slower than they would have wanted to. Kira nearly getting the jump. I believe that was onto Podwaka, or that might have been Chief as well. We'll have to see. Jumps through. He's going to go right head-to-head with somebody, but he eats a flashbang for his troubles. JMB's going to come down with the refrag, but he's going to eat it as he drops the diffuser right on the site. Domo and Rapid versus 3. Now it's just Rapid versus 3, and he is nowhere near this diffuser. He needs to pop off by shooting, and it's not going to be the case. Does find one, but Podwaka going to take down Rapid nice and quick. Texas A&M going to put themselves in the lead, 2-1, early in this game. St. Clair not quite finding themselves on the board in regard to their attack just yet, but they're going to try and keep things consistent. We're going to see one switch, however. Big Papa going to get off of the sledge and opt for the Ash instead. As we move towards that second floor reading room, right in the center of everything. This time for the defense of Texas A&M. Those last two rounds were definitely way better for them to say, or to keep it simple. Shutting down attacking opportunities from St. Clair, making it difficult with the Cade charges. Their gunfights were on point. It really does show how much that that first round might have been a bit of a throwaway for them, but of course, still early. Best of 3 action here in this CollegiateR6 playoff matchup.
To locate a bomb and defuse it.
Now with Big Papa switching over to the Ash, this does still allow him to have some breaching potential via Ash's gadget. Those breaching rounds able to shoot into a soft wall, something that's not reinforced, or even a hatch if you really wanted to. Blow a hole through that. But with Ash being a much faster operator overall, can sometimes get Big Papa into some better positions for some gunfights, get himself out of some bad situations. But we do see the switch over to Ash because he doesn't really want to use those Ash charges, those breaching rounds, into a hatch if he doesn't necessarily have to. So it's going to get JM Beast involved and everybody else as they just peppered through the hatch itself, and allows Kira to be the first one moving forward. I'm sure they would have made some adjustments considering they've run into, I believe it was Praise a few times there with the shotgun, as we see him with 4 kills already in this game. Especially those first 2 rounds, he really started racking them up nice and early. So plenty of time here, of course, pointing out the gadgets, making sure that none of their utility goes to waste, because defense nowadays really love their gadgets. We see the Mute, we have Wamai, Jaeger, Goyo, all 4 of those with a plantable gadget of some sort that can make things difficult. Rapid and Domo both taking some early heat here. Kira as well from below, but Kira's going to get the best of Praise as he's left with just about 5 HP, but there's somebody kind of behind the wall. But if that is a Goyo shield, you do not want to walk anywhere near that thing. So of course, if it does detonate, that's going to set fire to the room that it's in. And there's a lot of low health bars on the side of St. Clair, so they, a Goyo shield explosion would actually probably find himself some kills in this game with the way this round is going. Oh, barely. Big Papa not seeing the kneecap of one of those players, but enough time has went that JMB is able to get this diffuser down. Going to force the hand a little bit from the side of Texas A&M, and right now they're not having any of it. It's all up to Chief, and it's not going to happen. A flawless attack coming out here from St. Clair in that 4th round, with Domo picking up the last one, catching Chief as he comes up the stairwell. With that happening, though, of course, that 2nd floor reading room is not a very well-liked place for the defense to try and have to play, but you're kind of stuck there once you get 2 wins in a row from bar and kitchen. So now that they lost a round, they can go back up to bar, which most often than not, teams tend to be a little bit more comfortable with. You do see a 6th pick, and the Oryx is going to come out again, possibly. They're thinking about it. Looks like it is going to be locked in, and JM Beast making a switch to an operator I don't see him on too often, to be completely honest with you, but still very supportive in nature, and that is the IQ. Of course, IQ, a classic operator, but basically with a small little screen, a small little computer of sorts, scanner, what was called scanner. Small little scanner on her arm will point out any gadgets that are placed nearby. Be able to spot it out, shoot through the wall, take out the gadget. Very valuable operator in the right hands, especially with the Valkyrie actually coming out here from Hibachi as well. You can spot out those cameras, because one of the things Valkyries tend to like to do is open a window and throw a camera out the window. I'm curious if we'll see Hibachi do this right now, or are they going to keep it on the inside? But even still, if you're just scanning around, you would not, or if you're just looking around, you probably won't see that camera up on the wall like that, unless you're an absolute eagle eye. But having the IQ be there to help try and spot those out would be extremely valuable, of course. And then IQ is able to bring some breaching charges as well, so you can use that to move forward into the site without having to spray through. Actually, Big Papa, good spot out there. Here I am saying that people have a hard time spotting those cameras without an IQ. Meanwhile, Big Papa just is like, oh, it's just right there. pings it out to his team, like it's no big deal. But like I say with every cast here in the Saints stream, it feels like I love being wrong, because it means I'm learning something. Or learning something, or amazed by something. Everyone's being shot down. Big Papa going to be the first one to move forward as Kira starts launching some of those ace charges to tear through that reinforced wall. Some shots fired around Big Papa, but not making contact just yet. Those grenades are all going to get gobbled up by Podwaka's ADSs. Whereas each ADS, I believe, is able to burn through 3 grenades. So all those flashbangs or all those smokes, all gone. Completely obliterated. Now, as per usual, Crazy in position, and actually from below, Kira nearly getting blasted aside. Big Papa in a bit of a gunfight as well, not making contact with anybody. But Kira was definitely shook for a loop for a moment. And Rapid going to get the worst of this. Dow is going to be able to find the first elimination in this 5th round. Kira was able to tear through that wall a little bit, but now it's an awkward back and forth between some of the members of St. Clair and Texas A&M. You know JMBeast wants to get on and get ready to start planting that diffuser. He's going to try and put himself into position. He's got some decent cover here, so he's going to be able to do it for the time being. Moving forward, Big Papa with the coverage is going to make it work, but Crazy with the C4, or the Nitrocell, from below, going to shake up JMBeast. Kira barely hanging on, took out Chief. 2 on 3 right now. St. Clair in a bit of a rough spot. Diffuser is being spotted out, but Big Papa is also spotted out. Does have the diffuser and instantly just gets blasted away. Dow with a huge shot, and Hibachi with the cleanup crew. Round 5 going over to Texas A&M. Yeah, nowhere to go. Hibachi ready and waiting with that stairwell in sight. Could not get past them. Yeah, Texas A&M just looks extremely comfortable on that site, to be completely honest. See any 6 picks over? Doesn't seem to be the case, so we're going to go back down to the first floor this time. And of course, Texas A&M going to bring Chief back out onto the Cade. Bachi on the Legion as well. I haven't really gotten a chance to really talk about Legion so far in this game before, of course, those who don't know. As the rounds go on, Hibachi's Legion is going to be able to get more and more of these little canisters. We call these things the goo mines. They're like little needles that when you step into them, it slowly takes damage off of you until you just stand still and pull it out of your foot, basically. But the secondary effect of it, though, as well as kind of blurring your screen a little bit, is the fact that it does not allow you to interact with anything. So if it's the last couple seconds and you need to plant the diffuser, but you step on a Legion mine, you can't do it. And it's one way to secure the victory that way. Because, of course, time runs out and you're not planting that diffuser, you are completely out of luck, my friend. Pretty standard holding positions here. That is going to be, I think it was Podwaka down on that first floor. Kira looking to try and see if anyone wants to get cheeky. Sometimes somebody sits around there with a shotgun. Not going to be the case there. Rapid going to find a kill, though. Podwaka, not long for this world. But at least a small consolation prize is the fact that those ADSs are already down. His gadgets will continue to do work even though he is out of this round. Kira taken down. Crazy with the shotgun. Again, he's just finding these shots. 7 kills so far in this game. Fantastic job on his end so far. JMBeast has the right idea, sees the player running, but because of the grenade, cannot get himself in a proper position to engage. Rapid and JMBeast down here on the low ground. Domo's a little bit further away. Big Papa not too far away as well. Yeah, if JMBeast were to check any of these corners, he is going to meet Crazy's shotgun. St. Clair definitely know he's there.
located by attackers.
They're going to have to work together to try and flush them out here. This is a rough spot to be in. Breaching rounds, getting ready here by Big Papa. Blows through the hole a little bit more. A little bit of extra sight lines, but it's actually going to cost Big Papa a little bit. He gets peppered from the other side. Minute 20 still left on the clock, but St. Clair feels stuck, to be honest, right now. JM Beast is going to walk into a Legion Mine after taking a little bit of heat, and he's got to pull aside. There he goes. He's going to pull it out of his foot. Definitely irritating, especially if somebody came around the corner and jumped. And sure enough, there is Hibachi with a nice takedown on JM Beast, who, of course, was a diffuser carrier. Shots fired. Rapid is finally going to get the refrag onto him. 3-on-3, but no diffuser in hand. And these mines are still being quite the nuisance. Good shots from Big Papa. Finally taking down Prazy. Not around the corner, ready with the shotgun this time. Diffuser has been picked up by Domo. He's going to be able to move forward towards that ace site, but Rapid gets taken down. Big Papa also gets completely lit up. It's all up to Domo to try and make this happen. 25 seconds left on the clock. And still some rather healthy members. He's going to see the guy from afar, but he's not winning that fight. Reloads. Somebody peeks his head, but Dow is going to go down. A 1v1 with 14 seconds left to go. Chief needs to just run for the hills right here and just wait for the plant. But I think he knows what's exactly going on. The pre-fire was the right idea, and he's going to actually get it in the last possible second. Domo, again, some of these clutch plays here from St. Clair make me lose my mind. Seconds left on the clock, and just barely taking him down by the kneecap. Going to give St. Clair that third round to tie this up, as we are now switching sides. Halftime has arrived. St. Clair get to play defense now. Fridays and Saturdays are always a nice reminder why I love Siege. Always a pleasure broadcasting this game, even though sometimes my head may hurt a little bit afterwards trying to think of all the big brain plays that these players are doing. Okay, Chief just seems to be an obscure one now, isn't he? Picking some really odd operators. I say that because we do not oftentimes see Callie get proper professional or competitive play. I mean, in terms of her gadget, she's basically Thatcher light, where she can shoot her gadget through the wall and destroy other gadgets that are on the other side of the wall. But other than that, like, the gadget's cool and all, but she has to have a sniper rifle. And a sniper rifle, though extremely fun, is not always as efficient. It's basically an op, though, so if you do manage to land yourself the hit, you're basically guaranteeing yourself a kill. But it's much easier said than done when nobody wants to peek their head around the corner. They just peek their head around the corner for more than a second. So I'll definitely be curious to see how Chief and the rest of this Texas A&M squad prepare this attack. Do we see any aggressive starts on the side of St. Clair? It looks like Texas A&M all going to go to the rooftops as per standard here on this map. Well, I guess that's one thing to note as well. Just using one shot from Callie's sniper rifle is apparently enough to blow through a hatch, so I guess that's an extra little perk for picking up the character. Like I said, learning new things here as we go along. Everybody from St. Clair on cameras as of this moment. Sitting tight, not going to try and get aggressive. Nice shot there from Prazy, finding Domo nice and quick. Praise with 8 eliminations so far in this game. Solid start. Dow making his way through. Of course, this wall is electrified, so it's going to make things a little bit difficult. He cannot use his breaching rounds to go through it, but these breaching rounds can then be turned around onto JM Beast's Evil Eyes, his little turrets. You can destroy those with those charges. So if you have somebody else who's going to blow through a wall for you, might as well use your gadget for some additional utility. You can see these pings. They know that Rapid is sitting right around the corner as per usual. You do not face check a closet when Rapid is ready with a shotgun. Big Papa taking out Chief. So the sniper is off the board here. Okay, that's going to be Kira spotted out. Going to possibly get a grenade going in that direction. It's going to be gobbled up by ADSs. Padwaka moving forward. He's going to spot JM Beast, but he's not going to be able to win that fight. JM Beast with that light machine gun, able to take care of that one. He's able to spot one person on the wall and see somebody in front of him as well. He's in a bit of a bind. He does have Kira alongside him if need be. Rapid right around the corner. Rapid actually just getting taken down, but another kill here for JM Beast. Takes down Dow. Hibachi extremely low with the diffuser in hand. Praise is right there as well, but a solid shot there from Hibachi to make this a 2-on-2 is going to put that diffuser down. Is Praise going to be able to step up and continue fragging like a madman and keep this alive? Might not be able to do so. Kira and Big Papa take down both Hibachi and Praise, and they're going to be able to take this round and put themselves back in the lead of this matchup. As per usual for this map, we got the third floor. Okay, now we're down to the first floor, back to the kitchen area. And Chief again, still hovering this Cali. Like low-key, of course, this is a St. Clair stream, but I want to see... one, I always want to see a good match, and two, I like seeing some odd operator picks that actually work out. And it made sense. Like, I get the idea of what he was trying to do. Sure, you get to breach through those hatches nice and quick with a Cali, and you could do it from range as well, so you don't have to worry about nitro cells coming and destroying you while you're taking out the hatches. That being said, once you've done that, then what? That seems to be the spot that keeps getting Chief stuck so far in this game. He's picked some very odd operators, other than whenever he was on the first floor, he would pick up the Cade on defense. But they've just not found their opportunity. The fact that those operators are so situational are really making its problems shown a little bit. That's JMB and Rapid doing a little bit of redecorating of the kitchen. Start putting some of those turrets in position. And then we'll ride along with Chief as the attack gets underway. As of right now, nobody on the side of St. Clair at all in this series, and then not at all for Texas A&M when they were on the defensive side. Was there any sort of run-out shenanigans going on? Of course, you can try to be cheeky as a defender and hop out the building and get some sneaky quick kills if the attackers aren't expecting any aggression. However, if you do that, you get completely spotted out right away. So it's oftentimes like a very high-risk, high-reward type of style. We've seen it on occasion from St. Clair, but not as of late, to be completely honest with you. Ray's going to start working with this torch, get ready to slowly tear down this wall. Of course, has to be careful to space himself out properly, otherwise he's going to start eating some electricity damage. Padwaka nearby alongside Hibachi, and Chief is on the long angle here. Some of these extra holes made by Praise is actually a nice little extra sight line for Chief, so I do like that setup actually. First shots fired, Padwaka going to find Rapid right away. And I know whenever I'm talking about Siege and Rapid or seeing smokes, I say it pretty much every cast, but it's kind of critical. The fact that you're able to take a smoke out of the game extremely quickly is huge for the attackers, as we see Praise go on an absolute tear here, getting the double. Some additional damage being put down onto the Texas A&M squad, but now it is all up to Big Papa and Domo to try and somehow 2v5 this. This one is looking a little painful for the side of St. Clair. We do see both members of St. Clair on the ground, ready to fight, but they're going to have to really position themselves properly. Domo is going to find Dow. Big Papa still on the flank. Did spot the one, but I think his position has been exposed. Domo not finding the fight he's looking for. In fact, he's downed and out. So, Big Papa, the final one here to try and go through 4 and stop the diffuser at the same time. I don't think he is long for this one. He's going to give it a shot, but 15 seconds and counting. He's between a rock and a hard place. He's going to pick one additional up, but with 10 seconds, can he get 3 kills and get that diffuser? Not going to happen. So he's going to end up going down. Praise, I think, getting 4 kills in that round. Fantastic job from him and the rest of the Texas A&M squad. We'll probably see that kitchen holds come out again from St. Clair. I feel like they probably like that better than the reading room. Even though that one did not go in their favor at all, they're still just a little bit more comfortable to warrant it. Maybe it was a bit of an execution flaw. And then back to what I was saying in regards to the smoke. Of course, you want to hold those smoke canisters, the smoke gas or the poison gas. You want to have those for the last couple seconds of the round, because when they start getting ready to plant the diffuser or whatnot, it's extremely difficult if you're surrounded by a cloud of gas. You might get the diffuser down, but it might cost you your life for it. So whenever you see a smoke get taken off the field extremely quickly, that is extremely huge for the attacking side.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
First floor again, but we have some different operators coming into play. We have 2, in fact. We do have Rapid picking up the dock this time, being able to stim either himself or some partners to either heal them or overheal them, almost like giving them a mini shield on a timer, which could allow for some aggression or for some solid like turtle play. And then Big Papa, for the first time maybe this season, I can't remember seeing him play Ella in the past, but of course these are mines, like think of them like somewhat like lesions, but instead of having to stop and pull a needle out, I think the community says those mines just make you drunk. They basically, it's a concussion mine, so it doesn't stun you, but it completely fogs up your screen to the point where trying to fight after getting hit by one of those concussion mines are extremely difficult. Plus the sound cue, of course, letting or giving away your position. It's fallen out of favor, I feel like, over the last couple seasons, but still a solid operator nonetheless. I know the complaints way back in the day was the fact that she had a stupidly overpowered gun. I don't think that's the case anymore. Probably still solid, especially if someone's been playing Ella for a long time. Ace charges here coming out from Hibachi. However, I think if that's a mute jammer from Kira, that's actually quite clutch, because not only do those mute jammers, they place us on the ground, stop any drones from going through, as we see a kill come through actually. JMB's gonna find praise right off the start. Not what you want to see for Texas A&M. Your Maverick taken off the board pretty quickly. Oh, and right as he lined up the head, just gets completely blasted. Rapid, not going to allow that to go through. Nice shot there. The Cali taken off the table. And there it is. That's exactly what those Ella mines do. Trying to fight through that is extremely difficult, and I think it messes with your recoil a bit. And sure enough, it's going to be another one taken down. One player left on the side of Texas A&M. This odd little strat here from St. Clair on this first floor is completely flipping how that first round went. And it's going to go down. Flawless round here for St. Clair in round number 9. And I think it's been enough time that they can actually go for the third floor again, in fact. Sure enough, there it is. Yep, third floor, going to be where we're going to be going once again. But to finish the point there that I was saying, so the mute, of course, main thing for mute is the fact that any drones that try to go near a mute jammer will start crashing, basically. That's when you start seeing the purple flickering screen and whatnot. You can't control your drone. He basically steals it, and it's no longer usable. But that also counts for any electronics that other operators might be using. So something like Ace's gadget, where he has to put the charge on the wall and then remotely detonate it. It just stops. It doesn't end up actually going through the motions, so he ends up wasting that charge unless he goes back to pick it back up. But he can't actually do what he needs to do. So an extra little bit of denial coming out from Rapid's mute. Oh, well, that didn't go as planned, now did it? I'm trying to figure out what St. Clair's trying to do here, but it's a little bit odd. Domo's going to be kind of hot for time to try and get some of these ADSs down after either destroying his own or his partner's shield. He's probably looking for a cheeky angle of some sort. Well, whatever it was. We may never know, because that did not exactly work according to plan. Hibachi down low while Praise and others are going up top. Podwaka nearby as well. And where's Chief? There's Chief. So those hatches already blown down, so they can just continue on with their droning and plan out their avenue for attack. And that's what I'm talking about for those who don't know. That screen, when you see that, that's because there's a mute nearby. You move any closer to it, you lose your drone. Dow moving forward, but of course at this point there is absolutely no surprise that there's going to be somebody right around the corner. And of course, that being Rapid once again in his usual spot. Breaching charges coming out here from Dow, try and get some additional sight lines. You can't do it into the electricity, but that is what you have Podwaka Zofia for. Why use a gadget when you can just use a grenade? Shots fired. Rapid actually getting lit up by the ankles. Going to be forced to move away, and in fact that ADS is going to get spotted out and taken down. But in the meantime, while all that was happening, Big Papa did find Chief. So once again, just Chief getting taken off the board extremely quickly so far in these games. Grenade goes through, takes some damage off of Rapid and Kira. Good shot overall. Sneaky little angle here from Praise, but not going to find anything just yet. Hibachi with the diffuser in hand. Looking to probably start moving shortly. Praise tried to move through, but got tagged up by the electric wall. Dow opening fire, but not finding anybody. There's somebody prone in the next room beside him, but he won't know that, of course. We have the X-ray vision. The players do not. Praise moving forward. Dow taking a lot of heat, down to about 5% HP. Big Papa going to find a kill as well. Shots fired here from Praise. Not going to be able to find his mark. JMB's finding one, but it's going to be a back and forth crazy bloodbath to finish this one off. Domo cleans up Dow, who of course was already extremely wounded. St. Clair hold this third floor remarkably. Yeah, so now we're going to have match point available here for St. Clair. One more victory. And this first game is theirs. And then finally, when it all counts here on this possible final round, we are going to see Chief switch over to something a little bit more traditional here with the IQ. More than likely because Big Papa has that Valkyrie out here and they don't want to just be sitting under cameras the entire time and not realize that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And this time, a bit of a different strategy. We see Kira bringing out the castle for some extra stall, some extra reinforced barricades like this that are either going to take a breaching round of some sort or a lot of bullets or a lot of punching. I think it's like 12 or 13 punches to take one of those things down. It's quite a long time, and it's basically like knocking on or ringing the doorbell of sorts. As you're constantly like making your presence known. Yeah, now or never here for Texas A&M if they want this one to continue. Praise has had himself a pretty solid round as an individual with 12 kills so far in this game, leading the charge across the entire field. But unfortunately, strategically, just team in general, maybe a little bit outpaced so far in this playoff matchup. Of course, both these teams ready to put themselves into the top 8 if they can win this tonight. Scouting time here for Texas A&M. Still plenty of time to get things moving. Padwaka going to be the first one moving into the building. And of course, St. Clair on a bit of an uncomfortable site as it's the second floor reading room. They did win 2 in a row. We're going to see Padwaka bring the breaching charge, go through the wall. A nice little sight line there, being able to go through multiple rooms and the hallway. Of course, St. Clair all on the floor below, but except for these two. There's actually 2, I should say, within striking distance. The Chief trying to spot everything out. Of course, see how everything's all pinged out. Every one of those are a gadget that can be shot at and taken down. They're taking it slow, making sure that they don't get taken down. I didn't even mention that Hibachi picking up the classic, the Thermite, which of course is another hard breacher that fills a similar role to Ace, but a much more classic operator. As we see Padwaka find himself on the board here, but Hibachi's going to go down extremely quickly. He was the diffuser holder as well, as Rapid managed to find him there. Domo not too far behind as well. JMB's the only casualty here for St. Clair as of this moment. Rapid's going to be actually going down right as I say that. 3 on 4 with 40 seconds left on the clock. Now, of course, Dow making his presence known. Not going to find Kira just yet, but as you can see from the X-ray vision, Kira is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Either exposes himself to the sledge or to the player above. And sure enough, Padwaka going to find him and take him out. Domo, Big Papa. Do they get the chance to clutch out this entire game right here, right now? It's going to rely on if Dow can actually get this down. Big Papa finds Chief nice and quick. Another shot fired. He finds himself a double, but does get traded out. Diffuser planted. Domo versus the world. Finds one. Can he find the additional kill? 1 left on the board. Whips out the pistol. But he's really turtling right now. Shots fired, and Dow going to close this out here for Texas A&M. Right at the right possible moment. Winning that duel. Granted, St. Clair made it extremely close. Domo almost had that, but not today. Texas going to bring this to a second attempt at a match point for St. Clair. And overtime could be around the corner. That being said, it's St. Clair's pick for the kitchen now. They don't have to worry about trying to defend on that second floor. So they get a section they're much more comfortable with overall. Waiting to see if anybody tries a 6 pick over to something sneaky. Of course, when you end up doing a 6-pick, whatever is selected is not shown to the opposing team. It's probably something I should have referred to a little bit earlier. Like, the fact that they switched over to this sledge is completely unknown from St. Clair. Probably somewhat suspected. I mean, they've been running a sledge essentially this entire game. Praise on the gridlock is a little bit interesting, however, as we've not seen it so far in this round. Basically having a bunch of spike strips to make it extremely difficult for somebody to get flanks without taking any damage. And Big Papa bringing out the Ella. This worked last time, as well as Rapid's Doc, JM Beast on the Wamai this time instead of the Maestro. And Kira is going to be handling the mute, as this could be possibly the final attack here for Texas A&M if they cannot breach this first floor defense. If they do, we're going to be in for the long haul, as overtime would be right around the corner. And Dow on the Hibana for some additional hard breach as well. The X-Kairos pellets being able to shoot into either a soft or a reinforced wall and be able to bust a solid rectangular hole through the wall. And then for all other holes necessary for soft breaching, that's why you got Padwaka's Sledge. And Hibachi has Ace as well. So there is still so much destruction capabilities here for the side of Texas A&M. Taking down some cameras might be making their presence known, but if you're limiting the vision of St. Clair, that's probably a good thing. Kira going to be the first one down, but it's going to get traded out, actually, as it's going to be Big Papa with the refrag through the garage wall, taking down Praise. So, of course, the leading fragger on the side of Texas A&M off the board for this remainder of this round, possibly the remainder of this match. Have to see how everybody turns up. We do see Hibachi trading back and forth, as well as just blowing some holes through some of these doors and windows, trying to give himself as many avenues of attack as possible. Padwaka and Dow currently the only ones in the building as of this moment. Everybody else still droning from outside. Chief nearly getting a spot on somebody from the outside door. We see the X-ray, of course they cannot. But Padwaka and Dow might find themselves in flanking position. This could be rough here, and Big Papa going to go down because of it. That was a solid swarm onto Big Papa's Ella. Taking that out. Hibachi taking some fire back and forth here. Nobody home as of right now. Domo, JM Beast, and Rapid for the final 30 seconds of this round. One player going down. Rapid's right in position. Gets the shots off. Going to get a little bit of damage on, but not the killing blow. A solid crouch right at the right time, throwing off Rapid's aim. Domo going to find one, however. Padwaka is down. Rapid all near the site. That's going to be one more down, however. Jambeast off the board. It's all up to Rapid. Can he clutch up this round here and this first game for the side of St. Clair? Waits for it, takes a shot. That was a diffuser holder. That's it. St. Clair get game number 1. The game started with a rapid clutch. It ended with a rapid clutch, as we see him leading the charge here for the St. Clair College squad, putting them up this first game. Of course, multiple double-digit eliminations across the board for multiple members of each team. A fantastic back-and-forth match, 7-5, a very, very close game, even-matched game. Texas A&M looked good. Certain sites looked better than others, and you can definitely tell that the attacking side was a little less comfortable for them, and it allowed St. Clair to pull ahead. But with that, as we move on to the next map in a few moments, we're going to be going to Oregon. Of course, this is one I had mentioned before during the pregame that in the one match that St. Clair did lose during the CollegiateR6 season, was a specialty of Akron's, I believe. They picked that one up, and St. Clair had no idea what they were doing. They got blown out badly on that map. Since then, they've even used it for themselves and have been leveling up, so to speak, here on that map, but I feel like it's still probably one of their uncomfortable ones. That being said, Saints get to defend first on this one this time. So we'll have to see if that plays into factor, considering on Cafe, their defense was obviously much stronger. We'll get to see how this goes for game number 2. But we're going to be taking ourselves, it looks like the players need about 5 minutes. So 5-minute break here before we hop into game number 2. The CollegiateR6 playoffs top 16 matchups continue shortly. Be sure to stick around. If you've not done so already, make sure to follow us here on the Saints Gaming CA stream live here on Twitch, because of course there is still plenty of action coming up in the next coming days and the upcoming weeks. Some of the seasons are winding down, starting to get to playoff season, but some are still about halfway through. Tomorrow, have ourselves a bit of an earlier one. Saturday at 3 p.m. More Rainbow Six Siege action as the R6 Collegiate Championships continue. Then later that night, 7 p.m., we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare action in Tespa. Then on Monday, a UCEA Rocket League regular season matchup. Tuesday, in theory, it should be the NACE playoffs starting up for our Rocket League team. And that'll be at 8 o'clock. Then the League of Legends team returns 6 o'clock on Wednesday for an OPSC matchup versus Carleton University. You don't want to miss it? Make sure you follow catch all the action while you can. And if you can't catch it live, don't worry. That's what either the Twitch past broadcasts or our massive VOD archive on the Saints Gaming CA YouTube channel is for. And while we're at it, shoutouts to Dawson Lavelle for that 2 months subscribed with the Prime. Big thank you, good sir. Look forward to seeing you play Saturday night. Stick around. Game number 2, right around the corner. Welcome back as we get started with game number 2 of this CR6 playoff matchup between Texas A&M University and St. Clair College. With map 2 being Oregon, we'll get to see if there's any sort of changes here in regards to the bans. And the first one coming out pretty quickly is actually going to take Maverick off the table. The other attacker getting taken down is going to be the Thatcher. No surprise there, like I was explaining in the last game, just seems to be a rather standard ban overall. The fact that his EMP grenades can just really take a lot of defensive gadgets off the table. Mira, once again, not going to be getting through this time. And Maluzzi not going to be let through either. So the only differences this time are going to be Maverick taken off the table instead of the Capitao. So Capitao is available here for this Oregon matchup. Now, of course, I'm personally looking forward to seeing how the Saints have adapted to this map as the season has gone through. Of course, like I was saying before, it was a bit of a soft spot for St. Clair in the past, as they've gotten, like, they were destroyed once here on this map earlier due to Akron. That being said, that's still been plenty of time since then, plenty of time to adjust. Meanwhile, on the side of Texas A&M, looking forward to seeing how they can perform their attack here on this map. They're going to be still picking, or it's still going to be Chief picking up the odd operators. Are going to have the Cali back here once again. But meanwhile, we also have Hibachi on the Ace, Padwaka on the Zafia, Praise on the Nomad, and Dow going to be picking up the Ash.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
And off we go. Round number 1 of Game 2 finally underway. We get to see if St. Clair gets to manage to push themselves further here in this playoff. Or is Texas going to bring us to a game number 3? Of course, I'm always looking for the good matchup, so I kind of want to see Game 3. That being said, it is on Coastline if we do end up getting there, which, like I was saying before, is a rather comfortable spot for Saints nonetheless. Chief and Hibachi here on the tower, looking to start making a move. There is somebody from Saints right on the other side. That would be Kira, more than likely. And we're going to see the gadget from Cali find some use here, as Kira's electricity is now gone and off the table. Unless he wants to use another, and it's going to force another gadget to come out here from Chief. Trying to see if you can spot Kira maybe making a run out or something, but that's not going to be the case. Hibachi to the rooftops. Chief still droning around. Dow is on the move, however, from security area and can possibly start using some of these breaching charges to go through some of the floor, get some additional angles there. Does anybody from St. Clair want to get aggressive? Not going to be the case. There was somebody nearby, but not going to bite. And with the way this is set up, Dow is now basically right underneath of where the bomb locations are. Hibachi going to start tearing through some of these walls with his ace charges. Now they find all of the ADSs. Big Papa with the shotgun going to find Dow nice and quick. 45 seconds left on the clock here. They still have the diffuser in hand. Rapid is no longer in play. Smoke down. Shots fired. Padwaka taking a little bit of the worst for it as of this moment. Praise is around the corner. Chief is going to find Big Papa, and the diffuser is starting to get planted. Can they make this work? 4 on 3 right now for the side of Texas. Now it's all up to 1. Domo versus 4, and everybody is still alive and well. That diffuser is ticking. Where does Domo want to go from here? How does he want to try and challenge this? This is going to be difficult, and he's sprayed away, so his position is exposed. As we can see through the X-ray, they're all making sure that they're in position to try and take him down. Tries to get himself a double. Not going to be the case. Texas A&M starting their attack off right, getting the victory here in round 1. And no matter what Domo did there was going to be somebody to get his flank. Well played from Texas A&M. Similar picks, but the same site going to be on the menu here for St. Clair for round number 2. Going to try that one again. Personally, did not spot out anything specifically execution-wise wrong with that last play, other than the fact they all just got picked off at one point or another. We'll see if they can try this again as the Saints are off redecorating the second floor game room. And a solid start here for Chief and Oddwaka. Chief got himself a double while he was on the Cali, so like I said before, I like being wrong.
10 seconds left.
Kind of worried about that Cali pick, but made it work that time at least.
5 seconds to insertion. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Round number 2 now underway. A couple operator swaps here for the side of Texas. We see Hibachi on the Thermite. We saw it during the final game in the last round. However, got taken out before he got the opportunity to really do any damage. See if this changes things up, because we have a double hard breach set up, as we have Dow also here with the Hibana. And Podwaka and Chief also have themselves a couple breach charges. So destruction on the side of Texas, as we're going to see right here in a moment, is not a difficulty. That being said, Kira going to trade his life. It's going to be Chief going down. Domo finding himself another, however, but a nice shot from Hibachi to take Domo out right away. The 3-on-4, St. Clair favored currently. Technically a 3-on-3, because currently Kira was down but not quite out, but Dow going to finish that off. So an explosive start to this round. Both teams staying even. They still have Hibachi, Podwaka, and Dow. Rapid staying alive, going to make that smoke hopefully work a little bit later as this round goes on. Jambeast has the turrets ready as well, and Big Papa's got the mute jammers all over the place. Submachine gun and shotgun for him as well, so he can play it pretty similarly to how you hide around the corner with the shotgun ready in the wait. Somebody on the side of St. Clair did get pinged out, trying to see if they're on hot pursuit of him or not. Not seem to be the case. Hibachi from behind, possibly. Going to make this next exothermic charge work and possibly get the sight lines that he's been looking for. Blows a hole through that wall uncontested. Right around the corner. Oh, this is... He's baiting it, and there it is. Sure enough, shotgun, ready and waiting, Rapid. Find himself the kill there. Going to get stunned up by Zofia's concussion grenade. But now it's the 2 members of Texas A&M versus the 3 of St. Clair, and there is a lot of stall. You can see once that 30-second mark hits, Rapid starts throwing out the smoke grenades. But he did get spotted out, however. A good play from Hibachi and Podwaka. Podwaka going to find himself another. It's going to be all up to Big Papa. Exposes himself and gets blasted. That one just took a turn, and St. Clair going down 2-0 after the finishing blow here from Hibachi. Going to say 2 times in a row here at that kids room, it just did not quite work out for them. Opting to go towards the basement laundry and supply room for this next round. A little change of scenery, see what can they do. What can they do differently to try and turn this one around? I honestly thought they were probably in a good position to have that last one. It wasn't going to be the case, and of course this would be the answer, because I totally forgot that the lower floors of this map, the Saints do have a clash strategy, which is going to be the case this time by. JMB is going to be playing Clash, of course, the only defensive operator with a riot shield, and it's electrified on top of that, so doesn't have to be completely point blank with you in order to do a little damage. But JMBs can basically completely wall out an area by himself. And it's even more strong if you have something like a Doc or someone else behind you who can watch your back, so to speak. Give you a little bit of extra support. As we see right here, Jambeast ready and waiting. I look forward to, or I wish I could see the look on Texas A&M's face when they spot out this clash, because it is a very annoying operator to deal with if you do not bring the answer to it. Padwaka, first one into the building. Everyone else just droning up and blasting through doorways. Padwaka, Zofia on the move, almost to the top of where the bomb site would be. And as of right now, has Jambeast been spotted yet? I don't think so. It also depends if that's actually the way they're going to come from, or is Padwaka and the rest of the Texas A&M squad going to take a different route. Yeah, Pod's pretty well uncontested. Chief and Hibachi still from outside. We're going to see Dow plow through one of the reinforced barricades, or one of the hatches, rather. Shots fired. Padwaka going to hang on for dear life, not take any damage. Trying to find a way around. Found Domo. They might be able to try and challenge this. See the grenade coming out here from Hibachi, and that's going to be Kira's Magpies, making those grenades obsolete. Otherwise, Domo probably would have gotten jumped on. And Jambeast has finally been spotted, but they have to be careful because Chief could very well just look past the shield and try to make something happen. A back and forth kill, however. Jambeast actually goes down pretty quickly. The clash did not do as much disruption as he was expecting. However, it's not going to be for naught, though. 1-for-1 trade. Minute left here in this round. Padwaka taking some heat, but Dow going to finish him off. Padwaka again finding Kira. Takes him down, but he's going to get refragged right away. It is all down to Rapid now to try and make the play versus 3. One wounded member, and oh, they lined up for him. That is absolute best case scenario here for Rapid. Chief and Rapid, and Chief does not have the diffuser. Rapid knows where it is. He's got to try and spot him out or just try to hide. Does show his position. It's not necessarily a fight he wants to necessarily take. He doesn't have to. Gonna gas out the other side, but it's caught in the animation. He's gonna be able to go through his own gas because he does have the mask. He is safe from it.
5 seconds to go.
Chief hustles, gets the diffuser, is going to be able to plant. Rapid's going to know this because Chief cannot move, but he's in such a good position. He's going to be able to get that thing down, and a huge play from Chief, somehow turning that one around when it all looked for naught. Rapid gonna go down, gets this diffuser right at the right time, and right as it goes down, sure enough, Rapid's right around the corner, takes him down right away. Beautifully done. In all reality, that probably should not have been anywhere near as close as it was. It was an absolute godsend there that the two members from Texas A&M both hopped into the hallway just as Rapid was looking. I was able to line them up and spray them down with one clip. It's the kind of setups that you dream about, but a solid play overall from Chief, able to clutch that one out. Really making me eat my words here with this operator.
Attackers need to locate
Love to
and
see it.
defuse bombs.
Padwaka sitting with 6 so far in this round. Or in this game, rather. They're going to try this basement hold once again. That being said, it's going to be Jambeast back on the Maestro instead. No more of this clash stuff, at least not right now anyway. I feel like in the past when I'd seen the clash come out, they usually paired it with a Doc So if JMBs did get blasted from like a flank or something, the Doc was always there to top him off on health. But it is a pretty heavy commit for a single strategy. And the thing that they're going for now is a little bit more well-rounded. But round number 4 underway right now. Texas A&M just on an absolute tear. Definitely giving St. Clair defense a very hard time. Hibachi moving forward. I think he's the first one actually to move into the building. Podwaka is actually right there alongside him, so pairs of 2 seems to be the plan there. Everybody else, for the most part, nearby each other as well. 2-3 separated push. And of course, if anybody was sitting at the bottom of those steps, Dow would have just killed them for free. And now Podwaka and Hibachi are in for a little bit of contest, as I do believe that was Big Papa down there. Ready and waiting. No, it's actually Kira who is down there. They're going to try and spot him out, but JMB's going to find the first elimination here in this round, as we do see Dow get ready to plow through this reinforced hatch. Point A in contest, but at the same time, there goes JMB. Hibachi taking him down. Looking for shot, not going to find it, but at least holds this angle for the time being. Diffuser picked up, and Dow's going to be able to use some additional utility to blow through that reinforced wall. And it might be time for Texas A&M to get moving here. 4 on 4 with a minute left on the clock. See the Hibana charge go through. It's actually going to get denied. I think that was by Big Papa's mute jammer. Another wall to have to go through. You see Chief and Hibachi side by side, but I do believe that is Kira right there. Shots fired, not going to find it, but Hibachi going to find Rapid, who's on the other side of the wall. Big Papa goes down, Kira goes down. Everybody from St. Clair just got murked, and there's 25 seconds left on the clock, and it's all up to Domo to secure himself a 1 versus 3. Diffuser planted, and it's on, I believe, the A site. I could be wrong. Nice turn, but not going to find it. Chief ready and waiting with the sidearm, taking Domo down. The Chief making this Cali work as a fantastic support pick. Unfortunately here for St. Clair, it looks like it's gotten to the point where we're just going to take a tour around Oregon for this defense. The 2 rounds at the second floor kids room, which is oftentimes the preferred site here on Oregon, didn't go for them. Then the secondary site, which is usually the laundry room, didn't go for them. So let's see if this meeting hall can change their luck a little bit. Definitely a massive thorn in the side of St. Clair right now. We do see a 6 pick over to Ying from the Hibana. And that would have been Dow, I believe, playing it. So a nice switch up from him. Switching over from the Hard Breacher instead over to another offensive-styled attacker. And her gadget, of course, those Candelas. It is basically a flashbang on steroids. You can roll it through a room and it flashes like 4 or 5 times, I do believe. And it just completely blinds you.
10 seconds left.
That being said, it also blinds your own teammates as well. So Dow and the rest of Texas A&M are going to have to time that properly if that's a strategy they do want to go with. But we'll have to see how this works out, as it's going to be Chief and Dow moving from 1 side, while Praise takes a different angle. Hibachi and Padwaka going to pair up as well if we start moving towards the building. Making their presence known here on the side, but at the same time, there's nobody really there to contest this as of this moment. We do see the electrified walls coming out here once again from Kira. Been basically locking down that spot for the majority of this game. But everybody on the side of Texas A&M able to get inside the building at least pretty well uncontested. A nice little play here from Chief and Hibachi as the moment happens where the Cali charge comes out. There's no Electroclaw available, and they're going to be able to blow a hole through that wall, leading to a massive sightline, forcing Kira to take his own hatch, actually, and drop out of dodge. Otherwise, it would have been right in the line of fire of Chief's sniper rifle. A good call on Kira, to be honest, to try and not contest that instead. Another exothermic charge just about to go through, just to make this hole a little bit bigger. Or is this on the next floor? Actually, it's on the next floor, so the holes are going where they need to be. JMB's taking a little bit of damage, actually, from that last breaching round, I do believe. He's taken over half of his health, but that being said, Kira does find Dow, so those Candelas will not be available. And of course, as soon as Kira peeks away, there's Chief. He does end up finding it in the end. Kira getting himself a double. Rapid still in the game, shotgun ready and waiting. JMB's manning these turrets. Turrets also interfere with bomb planting or diffuser planting, if necessary. Domo is going to be the first one to try and react, and he's going to be able to find Praise, but there is an additional member of the side of Texas A&M there. Gets taken down extremely quickly. It is all up to Hibachi by himself to try and deal with this defense from St. Clair. A 3-on-1. Not looking good here for Hibachi. Not going to be able to clutch that one up. JMB's finishing off the round. And thankfully, St. Clair stopped the bleeding here in this game, as it looked like for a little bit there anyway, that Texas was ready to run away with this game. But now, where do you go from here? Sure enough, you made the first floor meeting room work, but the last couple sites you haven't been able to really hold. Looking at the basement right now, Clash back on the menu as well. Do we get it? See something 6-picked. In fact, it wasn't what I was going to think it was. I thought the Wamai was going to stick around. They're actually opting to 6-pick away. Maestro locked in. Meanwhile, Dow thinking about moving off of the ace. And never mind, I guess you still can switch your pick even if it was locked in or checkmarked. The overlay absolutely baiting me a little bit. But the Hibana going to be coming out from Dow, and then JM Beast gets to stick to the Clash once again here. Akira is going to be moving over to Agoyo. I tell you what, though, a fantastic start here for Padwaka. Has been playing Zofia for the most part here in this game and has been fantastic at doing so already with 8 eliminations in the round, or in the game rather. I'm low-key kind of curious as to where these Goyo charges were going to go, but I'm not going to get the opportunity to do so as this attack is now underway. And we sure enough have ourselves a standoff. But that's not going to work out right there. Padwaka with another huge shot onto Kira. Taking him down. We see JM Beast with the riot shield. Trying his best to shut things down. But that's a perfect counter from the side of Texas A&M, shutting this play down extremely quickly. Dow's going to be able to crawl away. Does he survive? We see a smoke grenade coming out rather quickly. In fact, forcing Chief to run away. Dow taking a lot of smoke damage as well. You know, they honestly played that perfectly. They used Padwaka's concussion grenade, fired it into JM Beast, which is enough of an impact that can actually knock the shield away, and they just lit JM Beast up right away as soon as that happened. Nicely done on the side of Texas A&M. Strategy that would shake other opponents. They make it look simple to deal with. Shots fired throughout the wall, not going to find its mark as of this moment. It's going to be the thermite charge coming out from Hibachi, and we do have some additional hard breach coming out as well, but Domo did manage to take down Chief, and this is a bit of a crazy skirmish here, trying to find the best angle possible to show you is Domo finding Hibachi, but Dow's going to find one right back. Ray's in a bit of a battle as well, shots fired everywhere, barely spotting the skull of Domo, but is able to get out just fine. Rapid taken down. It is all down to Domo versus 3. Finds one, but could not find the other. Who else but Padwaka to show up out of nowhere and clean up that one, getting himself at least a triple here in this round. Well, if not more. Now, thankfully here for St. Clair, that was halftime. So on defense, they squeak out one victory for themselves. However, they did not give themselves much leeway here for this attacking round. A lot of people, and I know a lot of influencers anyway, have been saying that the attacking side is not, or it's the defender side rather, that is favored just ever so slightly here in this game overall. And with that, a lot more people are comfortable on defense compared to the attack. And if that is the case for Texas A&M on this map specifically, then this is going to be a quick one. Of course, if we do end up going to a game number 3, it will be on Coastline. And still to be determined as of right now which team starts as the attackers or defenders, as that one is done prior to the match actually starting.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers must locate and defuse the bomb.
Well, we'll have to see if this attack is going to be any different. And actually, Kira is going to pick up the Cali. So I don't know if I missed something or what, but Kira on the menu. Or not Kira. Cali on the menu for more teams as of late. It's very interesting to see. Rapid with a decent angle. If anyone wants to try and walk through that, they're going to get themselves toasted. Yeah, Rapid going to use a bunch of his utility to try and burn through the ADSs on the side of Texas A&M, but there's still so many. It's just, there's just so much utility being wasted just to try and get rid of this thing. It's definitely frustrating. You have probably multiple layers of ADSs. At least 2 of them were nice and close. And then I feel like Texas A&M are just waiting for St. Clair to move in at this point. Just ready to light them up at a moment's notice, but we'll have to see. Smoke grenade coming out of Praise right now. Padwaka on the Bandit, something a little bit different as well, but still gets the job done in terms of electrification on barriers, walls, and hatches.
Bomb located by attackers.
Rapid and Kira moving into the building first. Right on the other side of that wall there is a player, but of course they don't know that. Jambeast with the shots, going to make his position known as we now have about a minute left on the clock. And this is going to get rough. We do see smokes coming out once again on the side of Texas A&M. Sniper rifle roll ready and waiting here for Kira. Nobody is going to bite, however. Going to make the gadget work to try and get rid of one of those bandit charges. Or one of those batteries, rather. St. Clair's all bunched up, though. If they get themselves in a bad position, they could all just get completely lit up. But it's going to be Jambeast getting first blood here in this round. Rapid firing for backup as well. Kira in the background ready to try and defend, but Jambeast getting lit up as well. St. Clair basically deathballing it here in this attack. I don't know how I feel about this. This is extremely awkward, to be completely honest with you. Jambeast is going to be able to at least get this diffuser moving, but Podwaka is going to find Big Papa. Domo with the flanking player from the side of Texas, but it's not going to be the case. Everybody from St. Clair just got cleaned up like it was nobody's business. Texas looking fantastic here on Oregon. Match point. I will compare that strategy to lemmings off of a bridge. That just did not work out in the slightest. One by one, try to crawl through the hole. Jambeast had the right idea, trying to sneak the plant in, but at the same time, they've already made so much noise in that location that it was a dead giveaway as to where St. Clair were coming from. And it definitely hurt there, because now, like I was saying, they did not give themselves much room for error. Now they have absolutely no room for error. Match point for Texas A&M. What are we going to bring out? The 6th pick from the dock over to something. Looking like a Valkyrie as of right now. And the style, once again, here from Texas A&M is just constant area denial, utility denial. Just making it so difficult for St. Clair to have the go button of sorts. Lead in with a smoke, or lead in with a flashbang of some sort, and breach an area. They have so many operators that are ready to deny that. And then Hibachi on the Valkyrie as well. Or additional cameras. Dow on the mute to deny drones. How do you actually scout out what you're about to breach into? It is extremely difficult to do so. Which is why I think we see on other maps, we see a lot of vertical play. We do see a lot of sledge coming out trying to play through floors. It's one way to try and get around that. But this map in general does not seem to allow it in the slightest. And it's really been throwing St. Clair for a loop, as it's their last chance to make something happen here. Really going to make it stressful for us if it does end up going to the Game 3. Game 3, CollegiateR6 playoffs. Absolutely fantastic night of matches. Definitely happy to be here for it. Big Papa moving throughout the towers, making his presence known.
I'm changing maps.
The rest of us, St. Clair, looking for either somebody looking to be a little aggressive or just trying to find themselves an opening for their avenue of attack. But it's pretty quiet so far. Big Papa kind of forced to wait for the rest of his team to see what they're doing. Otherwise, he's kind of stuck in the tower, looking a little jittery of sorts. I know personally, if I was playing this game, even if it's just a damn casual game, I'm shaking like crazy, let alone in a competitive matchup like this. Or that is Kira down there with Big Papa trying to get something started. Jambeast going to be trying to blow through some of these walls. Domo taking a little bit of damage from below, from the stairwell, I think. Not a whole heck of a lot. And thankfully, was not in range of Hibachi's Nitro Cell. Was definitely looking for it. Shots fired, but not peeking the head around the corner. Domo was ready and waiting, but is not going to give him that. Smoke gas coming out as now the 45-second mark. St. Clair needs to get something done, but at the same time, they're really stressing themselves out here. Once again, playing on such a thin line of execution. No errors whatsoever. Make something happen. Shots fired. It's going to be traded. The shotgun blast for the spray from the SMG. Podwaka finding one. JMB's going down. There are a lot of members going down right now on the side of St. Clair. Rapid has drops. Big Papa right around the corner. Does not have the diffuser. Can't make anything happen. Gets lit up. It's all up to Kira. Not going to happen. Texas A&M puts on a clinic here on Oregon. A remarkable change of events here for the side of Texas A&M, considering how close that first game looked. This second one was absolutely dominating, and a crazy round or crazy game from Podwaka specifically, double digits, and it was still like very few rounds compared to that last one. 7-1. Unfortunately for St. Clair, Oregon again comes up as a thorn to their side. Was exploited by Akron, and it's going to be exploited again here by Texas A&M. That being said, though, there could be a little bit of saving grace considering map number 3 is going to be played on Coastline, which is another one of those maps that St. Clair have played a ton so far in this CollegiateR6 season and the R6 Collegiate Championship season. They've played it an absolute ton. So we'll have to see what happens there. Game number 3, about 5 minutes away, the decider. See who gets to move into the top 16 of the CollegiateR6 playoffs right around the corner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is game number 3, the decider matchup in this CollegiateR6 playoff game between Texas A&M and St. Clair College. Looking forward to seeing this one as it's going to be on Coastline. This is a map that a lot of teams have a lot of experience on. So it's hard to sometimes take somebody by surprise, but we'll have to see what ends up happening. One thing to note already, Ace taken off the board. Lucy as well going to be taken out, and Thatcher, I mean, there's no surprise there. It seems like nobody likes Thatcher nowadays. And then the Valkyrie going to be taken off the board as well. This means that for the first time in a long time, I think we get to see Mira go through. Curious as to where or if that'll actually make its mark somewhere in this matchup. Starting on attack first, excuse me, will be the Texas A&M University side of things. I'm going to start this off on the second floor. Before we get into the action, a big thank you, of course, to the sponsors that do make St. Clair Saints and Saints Gaming possible. Of course, that's St. Clair College itself, St. Clair Alumni Association, St. Clair SRC, Zuckelman School of Business and IT, Tim Hortons, and PC Outlet. Thank you for making this possible so we can have these fantastic matches like we're having here tonight. And of course, big thank you to everybody tuning in right now, watching and supporting both of their respective teams. And of course, being extremely respectful to each other in the chat, am I right? Better be. I'll come after you. But nonetheless, looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. St. Clair being on defense to start things off, I feel like is going to be a slight benefit for them. But we'll have to see what Texas A&M have in store.
Attackers are moving out to
They've been
locate a
full of
bomb.
surprises so far in this series, and I don't expect this to be any different. In fact, it's kind of weird that the main surprise I have here so far for this this round is the fact that Chief is not playing something weird. He is playing that IQ. Seen him on it once or twice so far in this series, but nothing too. But he's usually picking something a little bit odd. We do see Domo as well on the defensive side of things for St. Clair, picking up the Pulse, Kira on the Mozzie as well. Different picks for Coastline, but it's not starting off good for St. Clair as Domo does get lit up before he could even use his Nitro Cell. Padwaka on the Capitao for the first time here in this series, making it work strong so far for him. Some more shots fired as Hibachi from outside going to find Kira. Mozzie off the table. Granted, those pests are still out on the field even if he is down. Bambi's Big Papa and Rapid, the last ones alive here for St. Clair to try and hang on to this site. Trying to find themselves some opening. Jambi's going to fall as well. Praise from outside as well, just making this work. The outside repel play here on Coastline is a little bit stronger compared to certain maps. I know we even sometimes see a Blackbeard get pulled out for this exact reason, because you can keep somebody hanging from the windows, basically, hanging by the rope at all times, and it actually be a fantastic strategy and give you fantastic sight lines. We do see the fire arrow coming out here from Padwaka. Diffuser getting put down. Rapid trying to throw a smoke. Does get one out there. But before I can even switch off of Rapid's dying body, we see Padwaka finish this up and give Texas A&M the final kill right through the wall as well. Solid shot there. Solid, flawless coming out here from Texas A&M. I tell you what, momentum is definitely not in St. Clair's favor right now. Ever since we switched over to Oregon for game number 2, it seemed like somebody just lit a fire underneath of Texas A&M, and they have not stopped, only giving up 1 round in the last 9, I believe. Yeah, in the last 9 rounds, they won 8 of them. That is brutal. Absolutely brutal coming out here from Texas A&M. Gonna try the same hold. We've got to hope for a side of St. Clair they can pull this one around, picking similar operators. Gonna try that again. A lot of kills, I feel like, just from repelling from outside. People getting picked off. No pulse this time from Domo. Gonna be going back to the Jaeger.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds remaining.
Test deployed awaiting targets.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
And of course, with the Mozzie, I mean, we haven't seen him too much in this series overall, but was picked a ton a long time ago. But basically, similar to how Mute can stop drones, Mozzie's pests can basically steal them. Someone goes too close, would pick them up nice and easy. Praise and somebody on the side of St. Clair were trading, and it did not go necessarily in the favor of Praise, but does hang on for dear life for the time being. Chief on the inside, Hibachi still on the outside, but actually Podwaka goes down. Big Papa going to be able to find him. Praise inside the building, has the flashbang. It looks like it's actually not contested by anything. It's going to be able to charge in through it, but the St. Clair members who were nearby all ran for the hills. Good timing there, otherwise Praise would have definitely hunted him down. Hibachi from the top still has a diffuser, so at least the diffuser's in safe hands. I don't think anybody's really going to contest them from all the way up there. Dow hanging on for dear life, less than 5% so far.
Bomb located by attackers.
And actually, I mean, we realize it, but unfortunately there for Chief, another thing that this IQ gadget can of course do is we see Kira get taken down. If somebody is on their phone looking at cameras, it also shows up as a ping for IQ. You won't know it, but if you fire at that gadget, then you would have possibly got an elimination onto somebody. Just over a minute left here. Rapid still on site. Shotgun and smoke grenades ready. Praise taking a little bit of damage. Seems like they're having themselves a bit of a harder time trying to get into the site. Doused, he's so low, is just going to opt to play from the rappel position. Not a bad idea. Whoever that was just got a dodge. I think that was Big Papa barely getting out of there before the rest of the Texas A&M squad could light him up. Praise with the diffuser in hand as Hibachi's looking to blow through the wall for some additional sight lines. But if anything, the sight lines kind of exposed them. Domo going to find a kill there, but Dow going to trade one out from outside. Big Papa going down. 26 seconds. They fake the defuse, but that's actually going to be Domo picking up a kill. Or if they realized it was a fake, and there it is, sure enough. Rapid and JMBeast going to clean up one after another. A much different round compared to that last one. It felt like Texas A&M could not get anything started that time by. A nice swing in momentum here for St. Clair. Finally, like I was saying before, kind of stopping the bleeding of sorts with how crazy of a streak that Texas A&M had going on for themselves. To the first floor this time. We're not going to see anything get 6 picked over to. Going to keep the Mozzie there, or Kira. I'll have to see how this one gets held this time. The Lower areas make things maybe a little bit more difficult to repel on, but probably not by much. That's arguable, actually. Some people might like it better. Starting off these first couple rounds, though, lots of twos all over the board. Hibachi, Podwaka, and Dao getting themselves two, and then Domo. Or, yeah, Domo as well.
10 seconds remaining.
No switches on the side of Texas A&M, or on the side of St. Clair. I guess if it isn't broke, don't fix it this time.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Okay, Hibachi and Podwaka are going to lead the charge from one end with Praise, Dao, and Chief on the other. They try to attack this first floor site, just get rid of as many cameras as possible, as per standard for Siege, of course. If you're not getting the default cameras, you're definitely putting yourself at a massive disadvantage. It definitely can suck as an attacker. It's one less thing, that, or it's one more thing, rather, that you have to worry about. Dao gonna make his presence known, blowing a massive hole through this wall. Somebody gonna... Okay, I was convinced that somebody was about to show up. But nope, they're on the other side of the door. Praise and Dao going through the top-down approach here for this site. Possibly blow through some floorboards at some point, sometime soon.
My turn.
Concussion grenade going out, but nobody's home to receive it. So let's cause some more damage, why don't we? Another big old hole blown through the wall here. Do they spot the member of St. Clair there? I don't think they do. Shots fired. That's going to be... I believe that was Domo? No, that was Kira, actually. Does get the elimination, but it's going to get refragged instantly, as Dao's going to pick him up. Podwaka going to find one, however, and Dao's going to use his breaching round, or breaching charge rather, to go through the floor. One less spot that St. Clair can hide in as this round moves forward. It looks like they got a couple additional ones as well. Of course, the IQ Chief is able to bring a couple as well. So this could be scary for St. Clair, constantly having to worry above them as well as this defense continues. Right around the corner here. Praise does not realize it. Does he expose himself, however? Papa taking some heat, however, is going to go down from a different angle. Rapid going to find one, though. Praise does end up going down. JM Beast and Rapid gonna have to hold this. Chief barely getting away with his life there. Of course, with that gigantic magazine and that submachine gun. Or not submachine gun, that light machine gun. JM Beast does not have to worry about reloading anytime soon. Diffuser down, actually. A clutch chance here for Rapid. He's not going to be using any of his smokes just yet. He is going to get fired upon as Chief and Podwaka looking to make something happen. Hello, shotgun. Good night. Takes him down. JM Beast, the last one going down. Rapid just going to run for the hills. That's exactly what he needs to do. He doesn't have to get the last elimination. He just had to make sure that they couldn't plant the diffuser. And as we see, so close there for the side of Texas A&M. Had they taken them out, that would have been the round in their favor. But wise of Rapid just to run for the hills. Make sure that could not happen. I'll tell you what, St. Clair fans, this is probably the moment that you've been waiting for, considering they're finally getting their groove back into the swing of things here. As we see some more changes here for this blue bar setup. Mira, of course, has been banned this entire game for the most part, and this entire series, rather. Possibly going to make an appearance. It's baiting on 6ing away, but they're actually going to keep it. And of course, we don't really get to see a whole heck of a lot of Mira. So I'm going to try and see if we can take a look what she's all about. Of course, her big gadget is that it's a one-way mirror. And usually, obviously, planting herself on the side, you can look through, and then you oftentimes will see a little hole shot next to the mirror. As we see, they're actually going to point it out. plant out this gigantic mirror.
Calibrating.
I'm curious to see if they'll actually blow a hole through it. Basically, you get to look into that area for free, and then you put a hole right next to it so you can peek out from behind the mirror, get a cheap shot on somebody. And they're actually going to do this for this site here, actually. So right to the right, there will be a nice peek hole. And the attackers, if they're on the other side, will not get to see who is waiting, if there's even anybody waiting and hiding on that other side of the mirror.
Drone ready.
It can be a very obnoxious playstyle to deal with, which is why you see it get banned pretty consistently. Not a lot of people like trying to deal with it, but somehow Mirror getting through in this ban phase. Hibachi back to the rooftops once again. Seems like that's been his go-to place so far this game. Podwaka looking to possibly join him. Praise is the first one into the building, I do believe, taking as many cameras down as possible. Of course, this site is on the first floor. They can probably try to make a play similarly to what they did last time, where they're going to put some breaching charges through the floorboards. Or just straight up just pepper through it. That's one way to do it as well. And that's what I was looking for. Dow, going to find Domo doing exactly that. Breaching charges right next to the hatches even. Okay, Optin actually picked this one up. They're just going to use Hibachi, who's there with the X-Kairos, to be able to blow through that reinforced hatch. Rapid getting caught by that charge a little bit. Going to be a little worse for wear. Just over 3/4 HP still remaining on him. Of course, Capital here has access to a light machine gun as well, so can just constantly cover fire with that gun. Gambeast getting lit up by that shot from Dow, making this Sophia pick work for him. And sure enough, I look away for 1 second, Dow's going to get himself on the board again. Gambeast going down, but Podwaka gets taken down by Rapid. Hibachi on site with the diffuser, going to try and stick this. They might be able to sneak it in under their toes. In fact, they're going to be able to do so. St. Clair, they have to move right now. Chief's going to find Big Papa nice and quick. Going to get traded out, however. Kira and Rapid versus 3 and the diffuser. Run-out attempt from Rapid is not going to find its mark, because of course with the coastline specifically, a lot of these sightlines can be taken from outside. And as we can see, Kira in a world of hurt right now, going to try and find a quickie with the Nitro Cell. Is in fact going to be able to find Hibachi, but does not find Dow. Kira going to get taken down. And Dow clutches this up to put this back to a tied 2-2 game. Back to the hookah lounge for round number 5. Oh, I guess that there is a minor surprise here. No IQ as of this moment, unless something does get 6 picked over. But Chief hovering the buck. And speaking of doing top-down plays, Buck is absolutely fantastic for doing so, considering his assault rifle has a shotgun attached to it, basically. Able to destroy floor panels and soft walls like it's nobody's business.
Seconds left.
Test deployed, awaiting targets. Test active, ready to...
5 seconds to go.
Activating jammer.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Okay, round number 5 now underway. Hibachi, of course, leading with the diffuser once again. Probably going to find himself to the roof at some point or another. Spots out the mute jammer, of course. Not going to be able to use his drone anytime soon. Hibachi does spot out Rapid, but Rapid does see him, so going to be able to reposition without being spotted, I do believe. Chief finally able to get that mute jammer out of there and does spot, I believe that was Kira. They're going to definitely make a play here. Going to try and bust through, but it does not go in his favor at all. Chief does not make the play, but at least Praise was right there to try and get the refrag and does successfully do so. 4 on 4 with 2 minutes still left to go as we see one of the drones get nabbed up by Rapid's from his Malzi. The way that glass looked for a second tripped my eyes out big time. I felt like I was going fuzzy.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Hibachi and Podwaka from one side, but then it's going to be Praise and Hibachi. Oh no, Hibachi was right there. Yeah. But down Praise, yeah. Looking to breach in as well. Sights on this A site. Praise has the angle. Now just trying to see if he can find somebody. There was actually somebody there. Did not quite see his head, however. So a lot of these shots are going to be going for naught, but just exposing his position. Those shots almost landed, however. Near miss coming out from Dow, but he's going to get tagged up. Of course, he's making a lot of noise, really making his presence known here. Minute left, and there goes Podwaka as Domo takes him down. Praise pinging out the position, but of course, or not, that's not Rapid. I'm seeing a smoke, and I'm usually thinking it's Rapid, but it's actually Kira this time. Holding the fort down. 30 seconds still to go. Hibachi is on site, is able to get the diffuser down, but it's going to be choked out as the smoke was too strong. Going to have to either wait to time it out or try a different position. That very well might be the option. Forced to move again. But another shot from Kira. He's been able to make this smoke work a little bit better compared to what we've been seeing a little bit earlier today, but he is finally going to go down. Hibachi looking to try and make this happen. Has the diffuser in hand, has to get it planted right here, right now. Jambeast and Rapid in hot pursuit. Jambeast is just going to find Hibachi real quick and take care of it. The Nitro Cell was right there from Rapid from below as well. I see right here. In fact, Hibachi hoping that they both line themselves up, that maybe he can get himself a quick double. Would have definitely swung the round, but that wasn't going to be the case. No matter what was going down in the end, whether that was being a Nitro Cell or a Jambeast. St. Clair gets to take their lead again. Halftime right around the corner. Round 6, final defensive round for them. Can they try to pad out a lead before they switch to the attacking side, or is it going to be all tied up? And I know personally, if you're all tied up after your defensive round, I would usually be a little bit nervous, but just because I prefer defense personally. Rapid going to be back on the smoke. It's weird how often they pick the same composition, but it's going to be different people on the operators themselves. So, Kira's playing smoke last round, but it's going to just be a flip-flop. Rapid back onto the smoke, of course. I mean, it's an operator that we've seen Rapid play constantly throughout the season, of course, like I say time and time again. But
10 seconds to go.
Kira was having a good round overall that time. And Rapid was having a good one too, to be honest. Was still alive at the very end of that round.
Moving to defuse a bomb.
Podwaka and Hibachi taking one side while everybody else hops on the other. With the exception of Chief, because he's Buck and he's able to do that, because he can move around so damn quickly. Podwaka to the roofs. Hibachi's down low this time. Praise inside the building with Dow at the same time. Chief looking to take a different angle as well. So multi-pronged attack coming out here from the side of Texas A&M.
Knock, knock.
Hibachi going to get something started nice and quick.
Swapping mags.
Rather slow start to this one until we see Dow just starting to plow right through the floor, trying to catch somebody off guard, but nobody home. Podwaka going to use one of the newer gadgets, this one being the hard breach charge that basically anybody can use. Or not anybody, but selected operators can use. Normally aren't hard breachers to make them hard breachers. Trying to see where those shots are coming from. It was from Hibachi down bottom here. We do see Podwaka right there as well with that crossbow, whether it be a smoke arrow or a flame arrow. Does have some additional utility that he can bring to this push. 40 seconds left. Nobody down as of yet. This one is going to get bloody, and it's going to get bloody quickly as Podwaka going to find Domo first, but he does take half of his health for his troubles. Opting to take a different angle as well. Podwaka with the... This one would be the smoke arrow, so they're going to look to get their chance right here, right now. The smoke grenade coming out from Rapid as well, but Hibachi on site, diffusing at the moment. Rapid getting peppered, but where is JM Beast? He's about to get lit up if he's not too careful, I do think. Turret is way too late, and Dow spots him. That just did not work in the slightest for St. Clair. Texas A&M going to tie this up 3-3 at the half. Now they move to defense. Rounds like that one hurt. They can definitely hurt the psyche if you're not careful. We know what JM Beast was trying to go for there. Of course, you get that turret hit in, and the diffuser is stopped with the time ticking like that. It doesn't matter if you're the only one left alive versus 4 or 5. Like, the game would be still in your favor. You still win. You stop the diffuser from going down. But the time he pulled out the camera to go do so, however, there was already Dow in hot pursuit on him. Does go down rather quickly shortly after that.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
At the half, Kira is... Or no, it's going to be Rapid actually leading the charge on Elims for St. Clair. However, Dow has the lead on everybody so far in this game, having a fantastic round or a fantastic game so far. And what a better time to do it than the final match of the series. I mean, I'll give Rapid credit. He has showed up to play here for this last one. So is majority, of course, of the St. Clair squad. I'll say it time and time again. There's no way to put on the scoreboard what information and scouting can do for your team. Not always just about the eliminations, but it's the easiest thing to take a look at in regards to performance. But of course, show some love for your support players. Starting attack lineup here for St. Clair. Big Papa on the Zofia. JM Beast are going to be playing Hibana. Rapid on the Sledge. Domo Cookie Bear going to be on the Nomad. And Kira on the Ash. In theory, this should allow JM Beast to do some hard breaching from the rooftops or from afar if he wants to do so. Looks like that might be the plan right here, as Domo's off to the side. No air jabs used just yet, however, they may have spotted somebody peeking at them from the side across where JM Beast is at right here, right now. We do see a Goyo shield actually getting taken out pretty quickly, so don't have to worry about that floor being completely flamed up. And Kira looking to breach through. Has another breaching charge ready if necessary. Gonna just charge right on through. Pick up some cameras, and now he's gonna start looking to be a threat here on the site. Seems to be the only one, however. Meanwhile, from the side, Domo moves in. He's going to find himself another. Dow and Podwaka both taken down. This could be the opportunity that St. Clair was looking for.
Reload!
Domo definitely a little worse for wear after that, but still find himself 2 kills is absolutely fantastic. I still have to worry about the 3, however. Kira, going to be tagged from somewhere. Would have been the turret from Hibachi. Rapid does get peppered, and actually... that was a little odd. From trying to shoot through the floorboard, he actually just finished off his partner. He's probably already done to begin with, but a little bit of an odd moment as Kira does find praise. Diffuser going down. You probably don't want to do that on the floor because it does expose you. And in fact, it's going to be from the far, actually, where the nitro cell comes through. Kira then going to clean up Chief right away. Right from the stairwell. And probably spot him, oh, just barely through the door. Eagle eyes on Kira to secure that round. So not bad so far for St. Clair's attack. They get themselves back in the lead once again in this match. Of course, Game 3 of the CollegiateR6 playoffs. Top 16. Get to move on to the top 8 if you win this one. Of course, both teams want it. They're happy that they've probably made the top 16, but I'm sure they're not done just yet. And we very well may have finally got Texas A&M to start breaking out the weird. Chief has been good as of late. Earlier in this series, he's been playing some weird stuff, but as of late, been back on more meta operator picks. Meanwhile, Hibachi, who's basically been like pretty standard for the most part in this matchup, is going to be picking up the Clash for the first time on the side of Texas A&M. And then Podwaka picking up the Vigil for some crazy roaming assassination plays, I'm sure. First time we're seeing it this series too. So now with their backs against the wall, they're opting for something new. Curious as to how this one will turn up. I'm actually quite excited for it. It may not sound like it. This match has, between this match and the last 2 weeks of casting, my voice is absolutely slaughtered. But trust me, I'm excited for this one. They do spot out the Clash, so they won't be too surprised moving forward. They do have Jambeast on the Capital. It's probably a solid pick, actually, to try and help deal with this. That plus Big Papa on the Zofia, because we've seen before whip a concussion grenade at the Clash, and she's basically done if somebody else can follow up. Give them the 1-2 punch of sorts, and that will secure the kill on the Riot Shield user. Rapid making his presence known. Nearly going past one player, but of course he does not know that. Lots of shots fired. Rapid finally going to get tagged. He's going to be forced to try something different because that was just not working for that initial moment. Kira and Domo moving forward. Papa's still on the rooftops. Jambeast off in the left side. Rapid looking to possibly jump in as well. Kira spots one, but does not win the battle. Put a ton of damage onto Dow, but not enough to finish him, just barely. Huge pick there for Dow. As this one moves forward, almost Rapid nearly tagging Big Papa. We see the fire crossbow come through. Big Papa gonna make his presence known and does take down Podwaka. 4-on-4 moving forward into the last minute of play. Big Papa gets absolutely massacred from below, down with his second one of the round. That's a strong door. Dan Beast, Rapid, Domo, all looking to move forward, but they are going through the same entranceway that Rapid has been making so much noise at that if Texas A&M hadn't rotated somewhere this way, I would be extremely surprised, unless they can get Domo to make a flanking play. They go, it's obvious, we're coming this way, we're definitely coming this way, right? Meanwhile, Domo flanks them from the other direction. That'd be absolutely huge, but they are running out of time. Smoke grenades coming out are clutch. The diffuser is down. Is there anybody that possibly picked this one up? Not in the slightest. Good night, St. Clair. That one is done. All tied up at 4 apiece. Now we're starting to trade wins here, back and forth. It would be quite hilarious to see if this does go into overtime. What a way to possibly extend or finish your season with the way this one is going. Who is going to be able to break themselves into a good momentum push? Or is it just going to be a solid game of shot for shot for the next little while?
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Razor wire is deployed. Mobile cover activated!
Look at my evil eye.
10 seconds to insertion.
Unrolling razor wire.
5 seconds remaining.
I will watch over us. Reloading!
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Reloading!
Okay, round number 9 underway. The attack finally getting started here. Demby's going to lead with the diffuser once again. Rapid and Big Papa going to be moving to the rooftops. Where is Kira at by chance? Looking to start peppering already through one of these doorways. Possibly get the jump onto somebody. But nobody home, so may have exposed his position, but he's going to be able to move freely for this time being anyway. Start looking towards downstairs. Of course, with the momentum that Texas has right now, they had to go to the blue room instead of one of their other sites of comfort.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Domo moving forward, just going to be using some of these air jabs to kind of keep himself protected in case somebody's running amok from the top. Grand Rapids there as well. They're probably going to start pushing together soon as they start looking to breach some of these floor panels and the hatches themselves. Shots fired. It's going to be Big Papa taking some shots but not finding the mark unless it's just going through the floor. As we see Rapid doing quite the redecorating job here on this hookah lounge floor. Another avenue of attack opens now for St. Clair. Rapid and try and spot somebody. He's just so close to doing so, but not going to be able to find it.
Throwing frag.
Would have been a solid shot. However, it is going to be eaten up by the ADS, and Praise is going to find JM Beast nice and quick. This is a rough spot for that diffuser to be in. In order for Rapid to pick this up, he has to run across and expose himself on this floor, and we know somebody is already waiting, but actually Domo comes in from the side and picks it up. So Rapid's going to be able to still play from up here on the top side, make something happen, but now Domo has to reposition and try and compensate for JM Beast going down. I'm not sure how many crossbows were used prior to JM Beast going down, but the fact that he's down early is going to hurt as this round goes on. 20 seconds left on the clock. Domo going to eat a ton of smoke, and he's going to go down with just one shot after the fact. In fact, it was Kira who took him down. But that being said, 3-on-3, last 10 seconds left on the clock. Kira goes down. He had the diffuser. Somebody's got to pull a play out of their rear right here, right now, and it is not going to happen, I don't think. They're damn well going to try, but they're only going to find nobody, actually. So, another solid round here from Texas. They take the lead right back. This is kind of scary for St. Clair and their CR6 season, as Texas A&M 5-4 so far. 1 point away, of course, from match point itself. It's the first time in a good 5 rounds that we finally have somebody win 2 rounds in a row. St. Clair need to answer, and they need to answer big as we go back to the hookah lounge for this round. Yeah, Down Hibachi actually both popping off. Hibachi was kind of quiet for the first couple rounds. More of the support. I carry the diffuser in, or playing one of the Turtlier defenders. But has really stepped up his game for game number 3. And same thing with Dow.
Attackers discovered the location of a bomb. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds left. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Protection from grenades. Magnet activate.
Round 10 underway. St. Clair need to stop the bleeding again. They covered it up for a moment, but now it's going through the bandage. They got to apply something different this time, because otherwise they're going to have themselves absolutely no room for error moving forward if Texas can manage to take this round. Attacking composition, of course, they are comfortable with. Spotting a couple members. Hibachi getting spotted on site itself with that Maestro. And Kira getting lit up from afar. A good little poke there. Gonna take him down to about a quarter of his HP. And it's scary even to drone here now, because you move too close, someone could just turn the corner and blast you. If you put yourself too far out, someone could poke you from the window like he already had. Now, an operator that wants to be quick, wants to be aggressive like Kira's Ash, that is definitely a hindrance. We see the floating grenades. That, of course, is the Wamai coming in clutch here. That's Chief making his utility known. Kira getting blasted by the turret, actually, nearly taking him out. Hanging on by a thread. That could have been bad. We've seen the Wamai Magpies coming in clutch as well. That flashbang did not find anything. Oh, did he spot it? Could have spotted the heel of the player on the other side, but does not quite this time. Solid shot from Rapid from afar. Dow gone, but not for permanent anyway. Down for this round anyway. Nearly got picked off there. He's going to have to go through a different avenue. Runs around for the time being. JM Beast found a spot to plant this diffuser, but how long can he keep himself safe? Not for very long, apparently. Kira and Big Papa, however, going to find themselves some kills. 2 on 4. Big Papa's going to try and plant this thing now. Rapid finds the kill onto Hibachi. And Podwaka with a duel, but he's going to take down Domo. Can he find another? In fact, he does. 1 on 2 now. Can Podwaka get clutch right here? He's on the proper site, just around the corner. Does expose himself, however. What position is St. Clair in to defend? They're at least not on the site, so this is going to be an awkward position here for Podwaka.
Position compromised.
Gonna look for the defuse. Is anybody going to be able to get there? It doesn't look like that's actually the case right now. Nobody is getting him, but the stun at the last possible second is going to allow Rapid to clutch this one up. I was scared there for a second, St. Clair. That was close. When the mine got tripped, he went to go for the elimination. It did not go in his favor. So thankfully, St. Clair attaching one more bandage on top of the already bandaged bandage to try and keep this one going. First floor now on the menu here for the defense of Texas A&M. Overtime is a very real possibility. And we're going to see the clash come out again, plus Podwaka's alibi. The first time we're seeing it in this series. In the last couple rounds, to try and clutch things up, Texas A&M are getting weird, and I kind of like it, to be honest.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
ADS up and running.
Get to see what kind of cheeky things he wants to try and do with this alibi. Of course, alibi basically throws a little gadget on the ground, and it makes a clone of herself. When you shoot the clone, or you try to knife it or something, it then exposes your location to everybody on, it would be Texas A&M's team. So they'd be able to know your position and then essentially open fire on you very quickly.
Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
So good little play there from Podwaka as well. Considering majority of the attackers tend to spray out some of the windows nice and fast, you can inadvertently hit the alibi clone, and wherever you were just about to go is now exposed, and you're going to have to think twice before entering the next doorway you do.
Reloading.
Domo, JM Beast, and Kira on the ground. Rapid Domo up in the skies as this moment, or was it big pop-ups top? Yeah, spots out one of the clones, so Domo, who's the closest one there, not going to fall for that one. Kira on the move, spots the clone, but yeah, he's not going to open fire upon it. The clash is spotted out as well. So in order to deal with that, St. Clair know they have to either team up with a combo or they're going to have to flank them. You see Domo moving to the side, sitting on a mute jammer as of this moment. Akira still close and nearby. Have the shots in the right direction, but not going to find contact to anybody. Three players still on the outside. Kira and Domo, the only ones inside as of this moment. In fact, they're going to leave and try to reroute themselves. Minute 25 left on the clock. No action, no health removed from anybody. A very slow, scary round here. Rapid looking to move forward, and actually Kira going to be the first casualty in this round. 4 on 5 for St. Clair. Or against St. Clair, rather. Shots from above, nearly taking JM Beast. Has the diffuser in hand, still fine, but St. Clair don't seem to be grouped up ready for any sort of push. I'm curious as to what they're going to end up trying to do here. They look kind of stuck to me. Rapid with the late vertical play coming in towards that B site. Could possibly allow JM Beast to move in. He's going to dang well try to. Big Papa in a whole world of hurt. I don't know if it's zone shots or not, but actually going to lose that fight. 3 on 5 now. JM Beast Having to go through some smoke. This is pretty rough. He's going to get peppered down. Can he win this fight? It's all through the smoke. He's going to try and just blindly get this one down. It's not going to work. Is anybody else going to be able to refrag? It's all up to Rapid with 4 seconds left. This is extremely brutal. Not going to happen. Match point now for Texas A&M after a fantastic hold. Does Texas win it right here at the blue bar? Or are we going to overtime? The entire season of both of these teams riding on that question's answer. The next answer to the, or the next question rather, would then be, if this goes to overtime, will my voice survive or am I going to get murked? We'll have to see. Willing to find out if it means that St. Clair pushes this to overtime, but at the same time, Texas A&M, the last couple rounds, have been doing a fantastic job holding it. 3 of the last 4 in their favor, of course. And they get to go to an area that is a little bit awkward to try and hold. Maybe not their favorite place to play.
Shield deployed.
10 seconds left.
45. Deploying
5 seconds left before insertion.
Perimeter defense online.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
All right, St. Clair, now or never.
Swapping mag. Trying mag. Fixing my evil eye.
Kira making some noise, going through real quick, busting that door down.
A bomb has been located.
Spotted out, confirm it's the blue bar, of course. And now, get to see what they want to try to do. Rapid to the rooftops. Jam Beast is not on the roof. Everybody else is on the ground. It looks like Kira is inside the building. Spots out the razor wire, however. Gonna think twice before going through there. Of course, the barbed wire, rather. Makes a ton of noise when you go through it, and it slows you down big time, putting you in an awkward situation if you're not careful. Rapid starting early here with the vertical play. Making a lot of noise here, even though we can't necessarily hear it. Something went a little funky there with Rapid's hammer. I don't know how you put a silencer on a hammer, but Rapid has managed to find a way. Domo taking some heat here on the stairwell. Player of Texas A&M right around the corner. Possibly waiting for Rapid or somebody to try and flush him out of there. That flashbang, little awkwardly positioned, banked it right off the side. Kira going to find the first elimination, however, onto Dow. This could be a sign of life. Jam Beast, though, he has a diffuser nearly getting smoked out, but he's going to be able to try and plant this thing anyway. He's in a world of hurt. Can he get this thing down before he goes down himself? He's going to be able to do so right in the corner. Domo is out of commission, however. Jam Beast just went down as well. The smoke is going to kill him off. Rapid going down as well. Kira and Big Papa, the season is in your hands. Can you do it? It's now all up to Kira versus 3. Podwaka wasting no time to defuse this either. The timer is down. A quarter left. He's going to get lit up, and that is going to be it. The season is over for St. Clair for the CR6. A solid effort all around, but Texas A&M going to win this matchup here. Take the best of 3, and we'll move on to the top. Quite the round coming out here for Texas A&M. So many So many frags across so many of their players. They were definitely on another level compared to our guys, at least this time. Game 3, much closer compared to game number 2. But again, Coastline was one of those maps that a lot of teams have a lot of experience on. And sure enough, the fact that Oregon was so rough for St. Clair, the fact that that map was basically a wash, having to go to game 3 with the pressure on like this, especially with it going back and forth the way that it was, is a hard spot to put yourself into. And Texas A&M University play it perfectly, and they'll be the ones getting to move on in this CR6 playoff bracket. Of course, I want to thank the CR6 as well for hosting this league, because to be completely frank with you, it's actually one of the better ones out there, and the fact that it's ran by majority of students is a massive props, to say it nicely. So thank you all for hosting this league. I look forward to what you do in the winter as well. As you can hear, my voice is kind of dying, so we're gonna get through this the best we can, of course. Nonetheless, though, props to the St. Clair team. Had a fantastic season overall. Top 16 is still absolutely nothing to scoff at. So big props to them. If you see them in the chat, be sure to show them some love. Just because they went down, of course, does not mean it's the end of the world. In fact, we still have more Rainbow Six Siege action around the corner as well. And we'll take a look at that momentarily as well. Oh, yeah, those last two ones were definitely a little rough for St. Clair, but it is what it is. There'll still be plenty of action. And now, I teased it once. Let's fire it a second time here if I don't completely bait myself. Okay, there we go. The schedule coming up, the next matches here. If you enjoyed seeing the Rainbow Six Siege action that you saw just now, there is still plenty more where that came from, because the R6 Collegiate Championships is still in action, still in its regular season. We're still early into it, and we'll get back into the action 3 p.m. on Saturday, 3 p.m. tomorrow. Then, as a part of our Saturday doubleheader, 7 p.m., we get some Call of Duty action as the TESPA season continues on. I think our squad took the W here today. I know I seen Dawson in the chat earlier. Of course, coach and captain of the Call of Duty squad. Be sure to cheer those guys on tomorrow as well. Then Sunday, we actually have an odd day off. But then on Monday, 8 p.m., Rocket League for the UCEA continues. And Tuesday, more Rocket League, but this one is the NACE playoffs. Then on Wednesday, 6 p.m., League of Legends OPSC action returns with our match versus Carleton. So if you've not done so already, be sure to follow us on all of our social medias and our Twitch, Saints Gaming CA for all of them, of course. And then be sure to follow and subscribe to our YouTube archive. Of course, Saints Gaming CA there as well. Because if you don't catch the match live, you can always catch it after the fact there. Or maybe take a look at some matches from when the teams even were first beginning years and years ago. It's always a nice little time capsule to be able to go back and see what it looked like long, long before. Excuse me. But of course, before we do close out here, a couple thank yous are in order. First off, to the sponsors, of course, that make St. Clair Saints possible. The St. Clair College Alumni Association, St. Clair College itself, of course, Zuckelman School of Business and IT, PC Outlet, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. Thank you all for making this possible. And of course, thank you to all of the fans tuning in night after night, supporting their friends, family, classmates, and the program here at St. Clair, of course, letting us and supporting us in our esports endeavors, cheering us on and pushing us forward. Being able to get to top 16 was sweet today, and of course there's always going to be room for improvement. That being said, like I was saying before, the top 16 from our Rainbow Six team is absolutely nothing to scoff at. Fantastic season from them, but we'll still see them in action again tomorrow. course, my name is Dan Banner, producer here on the Saints Gaming CA channel. If you want to follow any of my personal opinions or what I'm working on, which, to be honest, majority of it is Saints Gaming related nonetheless. So be sure to see what I'm up to. Banner Broadcasts on Twitter. But with that, it's time to close out. It's almost midnight here. I'm ready to call it a night. And I'm sure you can hear my voice is shot. But we'll be back tomorrow. The grind doesn't stop. See you at 3 p.m. for Rainbow Six Siege action.